Right, Facebook. Philip says, be careful, that cow could go for you, Dave.
I knew that when I rolled it down.
Philip, he knew that. He knew that. But I agree with you, Philip. It wasn't a million miles away from having him, that. So, we're back. Sorry about that. Facebook strikes again. So, hopefully you can rejoin us. And we can carry on where we were. So, but you can see she's just got that wild streak, hasn't she? You see now she's looking aggressively at the calf. She's making antagonistic motions towards it because she's confused, because her hormones are all over the place. And Philip's just sent me a message. Be careful with that cow. I think, Dave, message to all staff: stay out of there until her hormones are settled down. We don't want anyone innocently wandering into there. It's literally and this is, you know, they're animals, not machines, aren't they? And this is where you've got to have the experience and to be able to read the room. You know, she's at the moment she's coming to terms with motherhood. In probably 4 hours' time, she'll be just like the old Agnes that we knew and loved. But at the moment, you've got to treat her like a mother tiger. You've got to treat her with respect and caution. Helen sent 200 stars, thank you. Kathleen says, we're back. We're back. So you can see she's oscillating between going and licking it and being really keen, and then going and standing away and just thinking, do I really like that new creature in my life? David's saying she's got to cleanse. Cleanse means past the placenta. But can you see though, Dave, she's not behaving sort of rationally, is she? 1 minute she's all over it, the next minute she's ambivalent to it. And then in a moment she'll be back on it, and at the moment, while ever she's not harming it, we're winning in life, aren't we? Because all the time the hormones will be subsiding. And this is why it's worth just standing and keeping an eye on, because if we had to, we'd jump in, we'd grab a leg and we'd pull it to the side and get it out of there somehow. You'd distract her, you'd do anything. But was that you, Dave? There was a noise of breaking wind from right down there, and it was in David's vicinity. Are you sure? It wasn't him. Yeah, which sheep was it then? Yeah. So a sheep just broke wind. A sheep broke wind quite loudly. But David is protesting his innocence, and I'm sure he's right. So she's back to licking it now, so that's exactly what we want. We're back to 2,100 people. Rob, how about Kingsley of Barnsley as a name, says Christine Sutcliffe. Helen says she's trying to pass the afterbirth. The afterbirth, would you say it takes a bit longer on a cow than a horse? Seems to, doesn't it?
It's not as critical, is it? The cow can hold it in for days.
Yeah.
Too big an issue. It's an issue with a horse.
What David's saying is it's more critical with a horse to get the placenta delivered, because if it doesn't deliver within a few hours, then you've got a serious problem. Whereas a cow can literally, and it's not desirable or what you want, but it can stay there for days, and you might have to get the vet in a few days' time to come and take it out. See, every time it tries to stand up, she doesn't know what to make of it, does she? But in a few hours' time, she'll be the old sweet Agnes that we knew and loved before all this tumultuous event happened in her life. And I'm sure there's lots of... Yeah, I think she's a second calver. It's Agnes. Catherine, good question. Do cows only have one calf, or can they have twins, Dave?
1 in 230 have twins.
1 in 230 have twins, he says. Are you sure it's not 229? It's very precise. 1 in 230 have twins. You see that calf now? It's got its head up and it's got its mouth open and it's thinking about where's a teat. Where? It's nearly up again and it's down again, and one moment soon it'll be up and stay up. Look, she's halfway fighting it now. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know whether to lick it, love it, or have an argument or have a fight with it. She's just, you know, yeah. David says, good square calf that, he really likes it. And what we've got now is the first son of the Sultan of Barnsley, and he's got his nose in air, and he's smelling the air. He looks really pleased with himself. I don't think...
How about calling him Viscount something or other?
Viscount something or other, Dave.
Sultan.
Not sure we can call him...
Give him a royal title. I'm steaming here.
You're steaming? The Viscount something or other. Alan says, Rob said second carver. Sheila says, hi Rob and Dave, will you be putting any of the ewes and lambs out to pastures new this week? Baron. The Baron of Barnsley.
The Baron of Barnsley.
JR, the Baron of Barnsley. The ideas are spewing out of David's mouth here, like at a rate of knots. So yeah. Ferdinando. Ferdinand. That's quite a good name, isn't it? Ferdinand. That's a good lamb, Dave. That black one that just pawing the ground there. That one that's just nibbling at straw. Yeah. That's it. Just that, you know, that top with no wool on it. Just seems they always seem to make something special, don't they?
Well, you know, I mean, that's a nice one, isn't it?
That one.
Just look at it stood up. It's got a bit of character about it.
Anna says, hello Rob, how are you? How are all the family and the new grandchild? They're absolutely grand, Anna, thank you. And I hope you and yours are the same. Liz says, Barnsley boy or Red Bull? Count of Cawthorn, says Catherine. What about Red Bull, Dave?
Red Bull, I like it, like Red Bull.
Cannon all Red Bull. It'd be better if we had a red one, wouldn't it? Just a solid red one. And I'm sure we will. Look at Sultan, Dave. He's all of a sudden he's got some girls next to him on a different side, and it's perked him up. Sultana is a female designation. Sean says, even the lambs are jumping for joy at seeing the new calf. Someone asked if we were turning any lambs out. At the moment, because it's come cold again, there's no great amount of grass growth. So I don't think we're going to rush these guys out because they're doing so well. Very soon they'll hit the ground and they will not look back because we've given them such a great start. But yeah, I don't think we'll be long if we've got some reasonable amounts of grass. So David's having a closer look. She just keeps wandering off, doesn't she? And then coming back to it. She's oscillating between loving it, fighting it, and Shirley says, Toby Tyke after Barnsley mascot. I don't want to talk about Barnsley, Shirley. But another bad day at the office. Jill says, happy news for Poppy and Henry and the family. Thumbs up from Dave. So David's going to be a grandpa again. So that's wonderful news for everyone. So it's amazing how life is just marching on in a wonderful way, isn't it, for us at the moment? So we're very, very grateful. And long may it continue. So I'm going to just stick about here because I just want to make sure that calf finds its feet and she doesn't turn against it. She's off for a wander again. It's great to watch your master at work. Cannon Farm Rebel, says Katrina. Sandra says, hi Rob, great start today. It's my 60th birthday tomorrow and I got your book and read it. Thank you so much. And Kevin says, new life in all directions, congratulations. Thank you, Kevin. Really keen frost with us this morning, says Ethel. Love the name Ethel. Well done, Auntie Ethel. Jill says, oh wow, that's lovely news. Congrats to the new grandchildren, Rob and Dave. Thank you so much. Deborah says, who do you think will win the Sheffield Derby today, Rob? Well, probably Sheffield United, but I'd probably rather Sheffield Wednesday one. I don't want to alienate anyone, but I've always been one to support the underdog. Janet says, oh dear, sorry rebounds, and congratulations, Farmer David, another grandchild. Absolutely. And Danielle says, Cannonall Farm, Will I Am. Yeah. Cannonall Farm, Will I Am, that's great. David's not happy with his first one, he's having another go. You can see, the thing that don't worry me, but that I wish was happening, was that she was just concentrating on that calf. She just goes from liking it to not liking it, to ignoring it, to destroying that other end, Dave. Are you doing that? Well, someone will need to do it. They might. All I'm saying is they might think you're doing straw if you just do one and then. Philip thinks put some salt on it. You have to be careful though. I'd tell you what, Dave, get some salt and get some nuts. I'll post them down from top and you can nip in and put some salt on. No. Okay. What about Colin, says Sandy? Davey's going to get some salt. But I'm just suggesting he puts some nuts down. Because, you know, she's got the look in her eye of a cow that at this moment could do you damage. In a few hours' time she won't, because she'll have passed her placenta, hopefully. And she'll be calm and calculating and assured. Shirley's supporting Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final today. And sorry, Shirley, but I'd probably support Newcastle. Only because of the underdog. I do like Liverpool's brand of football. Christine says the calf is staying safe by laying down for the time being. Hopefully, it's going to be fine. But she just lost a bit of interest in it, hasn't she? Do you put salt on the calves like you might on the lambs? That's what Philip's suggesting. Put some salt on it, so next time she goes to lick it, there's more of a treat for her. There's more of an incentive to do it. She's back again now. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm not unduly worried. It's just, you see, just quite often a cow would never leave its calf once it's licked it. And Pam says, we'll let Philip go in and salt it. All you need to do is distract her with a bit of food, that's all. And you could nip in and she'd never know it had happened. Because they're so used to food being posted down from the top of these chutes. If I just posted a bit down, and then it would just distract her, because she'd. Anyway, birds sound so loud and lovely, says Yvonne. They do, don't they? There's nothing like nature all around us. Lorna says, congratulations to Poppy and Henry on the good news and a new little addition for Arthur. Absolutely. Bernice says, yes, you can review on Amazon. If anyone, thanks Bernice, that's just reminded me. We've got a new book out. And thank you so much to all the people who bought it, read it, posted reviews. If anyone has read it and liked it, then please post as a review on Amazon. If anyone has read it and didn't like it, please keep it to yourself. So yeah, we're so grateful to everyone involved in it. We're really, really chuffed. We're hoping it might make the Sunday Times list. And yeah, so thank you very much. And it is one shameless pun. It is available to buy on our website. So if anyone hasn't got it yet and wants a copy, I think for £20, it gets you one. David, do you want the keys? And you can go and get the salt. Do you want? I've got the keys. All right, okay. Dee says, could you not put salt on from above? It's just under the gantry, but it's a good shout, Dee. If it was just a little bit further out, then yes, you probably could. Dave, I'd say sooner rather than later, really. She's not spending a lot of time with it now. See, she just stood looking at it, isn't she? It could be the fact that she's bound to be having after pains, isn't she? You can't deliver something like that without it causing a right bit of internal rumpus. But there was no internal, we didn't have to put our arms in and attach the ropes and pull it up from deep. It was just a case of a helping hand for the very last bit. So it wasn't an intrusive intervention. But the thing that just worries me now is she spends less and less time licking it and more time just stood on her own. So I think in an ideal world that salt would be on its back the next time she went to lick it, and it would then encourage her to love it more, just like, because the last thing we want now is her to reject that calf. I mean, she's back again now, but she's licking it again, but she's not licking it like an ice lolly on hot day. Had another bit of a go. So I wonder why these sheep are shouting, because they've already had their corn. The birds that you can hear are just house sparrows, but they're very chirpy, aren't they? They're making a real row. And it's nice to see a place where house sparrows are plentiful. Christine says, I love your book. Just read about your dad. Now understand why he gets upset when he talks about his dad. Well, you know, at a young age, it's an awful thing to have to contend with, isn't it? Jean says the after pains. It's an awful thing at any age, you know, but especially at 15. Jackie says, congratulations, Farmer Dave and Anita, on your lovely news of your second grandchild. And Helen says, American small ponies. They're American miniature horses, and we will have a look at them before we're done today. They were the new animal that we were collecting from deepest, darkest Kent on our epic mammoth road trip with we took Dale. We had a night away. We had a nice time, and we brought something back that we really think is really special. Christine says, love the book, couldn't put it down. The only disappointment was when it came to an end. If anyone who's read it and liked it could leave us a review on Amazon, we would love you even more than we do now forever, if that was even possible. And Dee was hoping for an audio edition. We will continue to lobby Mirror Books, because I know Richard would love to voice that one. Alison says, is she hungry or thirsty? She's looking at that bucket. She's definitely hungry. She'd definitely eat heartily, but we'd rather her just lick that calf for now. But she's certainly not rejected it. When it tries to stand again, that'll be the seminal moment. That'll be the crunch time. Because she's shown a little bit of aggression towards it each time it's tried to stand, because all of a sudden it's gone from a passive little creature that just sits there to something that's standing, and she's a little bit confused by. Louise is looking forward to meeting the ponies. David's back with the salt. I really think it would be a good idea to distract her with a little bit of food. Oh no, it's Will. It's Will. Not Dave. Will. Oh, my back. Leslie says the paid broadcast was great last night. And Guy says, Rob, did you pay the congestion toll? I didn't. I don't think I did anything wrong, but no doubt I'll get a letter. I'll find out in due course. And Pamela says, good morning, loved the video last night. And 2,600 people watching. We're building the audience up to where we were when the broadcast crashed. It seems to be something, I don't know if it's Facebook or my phone, I'm not sure what it is, but it seems to happen nearly every time at some point now. Barbara says, if you do an audiobook, it would be great if you read your own chapters. That's a shout. And Mandy says, I know how you feel, haha, with your back. Yeah. And Bernice says she wants a tea and toast. I think she is hungry. Claire says, is this a first calf, Rob? No, it's a second calf. She's a second calver. So hopefully Davy's back soon with the salt. Amy is shaking straw out like a good one. I need to tell... Hazel says, Rob, how's your dad? He's champion, thank you. I need to tell Amy to put a message on saying staff don't go in this pen for the time being. There you go. Dukes of Hazzard's here. Claire Louise says no second. No, it's a second, says Helen. Kirsty says going to have to jump off and finish packing. See you soon. See you soon, Kirsty. And Guy says good morning, Richard Nicholson. Morning, Rich. Jane Kent says Facebook do it, Rob, on lives. Right, well, it's certainly happening to me quite a lot. Jeanette says last night's live was very entertaining. Time went over too quickly. And Janet says, I have back pain too. I feel your pain. Standing still is worse. It's Facebook. I do crafting live and it happens there too. I like. So a bit of a food reward for Mum. While David puts plenty of salt. Dave, put loads on, because you won't overdo it with a cow. Have you? He says it'll be white if he puts any more on. Right. So when she's eating those nuts, I'll tell you what, Dave, no. Yeah. I was just going to say, I'm going to say lob her some hay, but don't. I was going to say chuck her some hay, but don't, because she needs to lick the calf, really. Don't matter. No. No, let her eat that. It'll sweeten her up. Nice calf, house pony M, says Irene. We're very, very hopeful that now, once she's eaten those few nuts, and the next time she goes to lick the calf, she'll get the taste of the salt, and she won't be able to leave it alone. That's what we're hoping. Sue says, see you later at the farm. See you later, Sue. And Doris says, we now call it the antisocial network. Oh, wait. Julie says, Lizzie Garwood, happy birthday. Mandy says, I'm having a long hot bath in bed. Paul says, Linda Brockleby, oh no, ignore him, loser. Julie says, since I had my hip replacement in 2023, standing or walking too far hurts the back. Oh dear. Well, I had a good walk round Elmsley I think on Monday, did 10 miles. So that was a joy, it always is. Katie says noisy sheep. And Mandy says, is raspberry in calf again? I'm not sure which one raspberry is. This is Agnes. And Susan says, Baron von Morning Glory. And Sharon says, how about Maverick, Prince Ferdinand? Champ, congratulations on the new grandchildren.
I like Maverick.
Yeah.
I like that.
So she's totally immersed in her nuts at the moment. I'm just going to wipe the camera lens. Just bear with me. It's a little bit blurred. I don't know if it's my camera lens or whether it's just the focusing.
Well, it is zoomed in, isn't it?
Carol Lloyd, got to go and get ready to visit your farm. Thank you very much. Hope to see you. Hope to see you too. And Cheryl says, lovely live, Rob and new baby. Christine says, I have never been to Elmsley. Maybe I should, Rob. That's from Christine Sutcliffe. It's actually the nicest place in the world.
What, in Cannon Farm is
Well, that as well. The nicest place other than Cannon Farm. Mandy says, Raspberry's a donkey that lost a baby. Sorry. So, she should be. Yeah, she should be. Terry sent 200 stars. Teresa says, isn't Raspberry a donkey? That's what I thought as well. And Liz says, Raspberry's a donkey. So at the moment, that cow hasn't lifted its head out of the bucket, so we don't know yet whether the salt's going to make the difference between it bonding and not. It's not been, other than when it tried to stand up, it's not. I've not got my fingerless gloves, actually. I should have got them, shouldn't I? Other than when it tried to stand up, she's not been against it. She's a little bit funny with it then.
Teats as well, aren't you? Mind you, it should be able to latch.
They're a good angle, though.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Helen says she was running with Winston. She was. Mandy says, my comments aren't scrolling. I've been in and out numerous times. Can't wait.
Did you see when she was carving that she had trouble standing up?
Yeah.
Kind of
Trapped a nerve or something, didn't it? Yeah.
stopped her. Well, it was a good thing in a way.
Yeah.
It stopped her really off.
Yvonne is dreading the broadcast ending. I could watch all day. And Mary says, morning guys, call it Son of Sultan as it's his first calf C. I'd like to see it stood up, to be fair. I'd like to see her licking it with enthusiasm and it stood up before I walk away. It focuses on the news. Ah, right, because it's that fence in the background. So the fence is in focus, but the cat. Right, thank you. You live and learn.
You can press a little button. You can press the screen so it focuses, can't you, on the cow?
It's just that the calf's right behind the... I could do it a bit higher up on the cow. Don't know if that's any better. My best friends live in Sinnington. Fabulous, that's from Sylvia. Just keeping me on the... I'll try and hold it a bit higher. Is that any clearer? Lynn says, love Elmsley, such a beautiful place. Penita's is a lovely lady's shop. Wow. Bernice says, Cannon Farm, Baron Richard of Barnsley. And Carol says, does she need a painkiller? If she, I don't think so. I mean, I suppose in an ideal...
It wasn't a traumatic birth. It was an easy delivery.
I'm not sure she'd agree with that.
Well, I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah. I'm still sure, though, a calf that size coming out is bound to cause...
I thought she coped with that remarkable. We didn't have to pull very hard for that calf to come out.
Alison says, morning from Scotland, southwest Scotland.
It was very easy. But like I say, it's a good job it was a cow.
Call him Sinbad, Prince of Barnsley.
I like Sinbad. Yeah.
Rear picture looks good. I'm just holding it a bit higher now, and I'm pressing the screen where the cow is, so it's focusing that and not on the bars. Morning, Farmer Richard says, Sue. I still think Tricky Dicky. What about King Richard of Barnsley? There used to be a King Richard, didn't there?
Yeah, Richard.
Yvonne says, Guinness for the calf. It's Paddy's Day tomorrow. Can you say that? Oh, wait, I've said it. Off she goes, so... Come and lick the calf now, please. How much did you give her?
Scoop.
Moustache, see you again soon, says Caroline.
There is like a lick in the bottom, isn't there? There's minerals and everything, so she might be just going at that.
I like Baron, says Tina.
Yeah. I think she's concentrating on cleansing, you know.
It'd be nice if she did pass a placenta. That'd be a big box tick, but it'd be a lot nicer if she licked that calf. Here we go.
Yeah, a bit of salt.
Has Philip worked his magic again? She's thinking, crikey, that's salty.
Could do with a drink.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to crack on with me a few jobs.
Right.
But, I mean, we can get her in a pen by herself later on if we need.
Yeah, I think let it stand first.
And then,
I think.
It's not going to wander away. It's a big pen.
Yeah, 2,600 people waiting for this calf to take its first steps. I feel as though once she gives it a bit of a razzle round again, in terms of licking it and invigorates it, then there's an excellent chance of it trying to stand. It just needs that little bit of a push and a helping hand.
You can tell in her eyes now she's not stressed.
She's calming down. Isn't
She ain't got that wild look about her.
Maybe she was just flipping hungry. Maybe the tea and toast did the trick. Has she got water, says Jane Kent. She has. She's got 2 water bowls in this pen, actually.
Yeah.
One in that corner and one in the far corner. So she's got water when she needs it.
Right then.
Helen says, Cannon Hall, the Cawthorne kid, says my partner Paul. Thank you, Paul. All suggestions gratefully accepted. And Vicky says she's thinking, where's my vinegar to go with the salt? And Harper says, yes, you will. She, like David says, she looks a lot. The way she's licking it now is a little bit less intense. She just seems to be a little bit calmer. Cannon Farm has disappeared from my partner's Facebook. Help, says Jane. Oh dear. I'm afraid we're not that techie. Jack E.T. says, thank you for the live, Rob, but I best get myself sorted to get back to the farm. Have a good one. Thank you very much. And King Richard of Barnsley, or the Baron of Barnsley, says Janet. And Alison says, hello from all at the birthday girl's 80th. We had a wonderful day yesterday and we're coming back for breakfast. They were a lovely family from Wales,
nice,
weren't they?
Yeah,
and happy the day after
could do
birthday.
a nice breakfast, to be honest.
Could you?
Yeah. Right then, I'm going to see everyone
Okay
later.
then, see you later. Bye. So David's off. Off he goes. And I really want to see that calf try and stand up again. But I do feel comforted that bit of food seems to have just flicked a bit of a switch. She looks a little bit calmer. But it'd be lovely to see, because that calf wasn't far off being on its feet a relatively short time ago. But it's not tried to get up for the last half hour, has it? So Amy's working hard across there, still spreading that straw out. Off she goes. She's pinching a bit back for another pen. David's firing his JCB off. And he's gone. So again, you can see the placenta that's protruding. You know, that's certainly something it's in her mind, isn't it? It's causing a discomfort. But again, I suppose it's inevitable, isn't it? It can't not do. But the main thing is there, she's calmly and rhythmically licking that calf dry now. That's what you want. Until you've seen an animal licked dry by its mum, it doesn't seem to make sense, does it? The fact that, you know, but they've got such rough, dry tongues that they're actually taking the moisture off. They do lick them dry. You think of a lick as being a sloppy thing, but not on a cow's tongue. Carol says, Cannon Farm, Barnsley lad, or Shazada, which is the name of a son of Sultan. Right, thank you. Rebecca says bye to David. Linda says, did you have sweater to match? And Lorna says, bye, Farmer Dave, have a good day. I'm sure he will. Barnaby is a nice name, says Karen King. It is a nice name. Still got a decent audience, 2,700 people waiting for this big guy to take his first steps. He is the son of Sultan. Sultan's licking himself, and he's looking more and more like he's in show condition all the time. Amy's spreading some straw around the rest of the sheep. We try not to use the spreader bale down here with sheep, because all you're doing is just covering the backs with straw, and don't know, it just doesn't seem right. So it's now become a hand exercise. You see, she just looks a lot more at peace, doesn't she? Storm for a boy, says Pippa. And Maria says, morning, Farmer Rob, pleasure to see all the animals. Please give us a share if you possibly can. We would love to share this new birth with as many people as possible. Christine says, great to see new life. Wendy says, I like Barnaby too, it's cute. And Janet says, Sultan is so handsome. And Mandy, and then your dad tells you off. And then Ewan says, how are the Suffolk sheep doing, Rob? They're doing grand. We're hoping to show some of those this summer, at some of the summer shows. We're excited at that prospect. Just don't know how we're going to find time to do everything we want to do. Rose says, which is the next cow to calve? Well, any of those three in that pen now, they're only in that pen temporarily, we'll switch them over. Any of those three could calve at any time. I would expect this to trigger a chain reaction. I would expect another one to calve today, I would think. Sheila has shared, Pam shared. Thank you very much for all your shares. Lynn Patterson shared. Senga Boylan says, hi, Rob. Senga is Agnes backwards. Lovely. Thank you. And Jill says, Rex is a possible name. Come on, little one, stand up, says Anne. It's not showing much interest in standing up, is it? It will, though. God, my back. Oh, man. That's just been stood a little bit cold in one place. Oh. So Amy's now working that bit of straw around that pen. Doing a very thorough and comprehensive job. Help if I look what I were doing, isn't it? We're filming. There we are. We're back. Sharon said, how long can he go before he has to have his first drink? Well, you'd want it within the first 4 or 5 hours, wouldn't you? But I'm sure it's only a case of him trying to stand. I'm sure he can. I can't really understand why he's not doing. Maybe just a little bit lazy. Maybe he's just found himself in a bit of a position where he's cast. Here we go. Here we go. I mean, sometimes things can just get against a bit of a dip in the ground that doesn't give them the best. That's unfortunate, isn't it? Can't quite see. Here we go. I think he's up. Oh, he was almost up. There he's up. Look at that. So all he needs now, just stand still, little one, for a minute. See, she's... That's it, perfect. Stand still, little one. Once he's found his feet, there'll be no stopping him. Perfect. So that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see him up, and we wanted to see Mum continue to lick him. And she has done. I feel so much happier about the situation now. I think that bit of salt has definitely helped. And I think the bit of food, I think, has definitely helped. It seemed to flick a switch of calmness in her. So that's really pleasing. So once he starts to make his way around, then, we can be confident that... it'd be lovely to see him latch onto a teat, wouldn't it? That would tick all the boxes. There we go. David's affirmation is that he's the best calf that we've ever had born. Amy, can you ask people not to go in with this one? Not to go in with this one. We'll sort it. I think she's calming down, but she was a little bit, untrustworthy just at the moment. Right. Have you any idea what you are taking and what day is the Great Yorkshire Show? We hope to take some Shire horses, the Dutch spotted sheep, the Highland cattle, possibly some shorthorn cattle. We hope to go mob-handed. I think if you were having to choose now, I'd say there's more chance of us having things to show on the Tuesday and the Wednesday. than the Thursday and Friday. But we will be there every day. And we'll have another stand there again. Claire says, good lad. And he does look a good lad, doesn't he? He looks a good calf. And Sharon says, fractious. And Colin says he's got the same markings just like his daddy. Very similar. Sarah says, so glad he's finally standing. If you haven't done also already, if you can give us a share to see this little calf take its first steps, that would be super grand. Right, what we'll do now, we'll go and see the new American miniature horses, and then we'll go down to ground level and just see how he's getting on. So yeah, that's been a really positive start today, hasn't it? Just to sum up for those who are only just joining us, Dave and Will did a great job. Mum did a great job. She delivered that calf to the door of new life, but then sort of stalled a little bit, and David and I thought, yeah, time to move in, time to go and give it a pull, and just seal the deal. That one's having its breakfast. Look at them horns. I've never seen an Island cow with better horns. They're perfect. So that one's having its breakfast, and David and Will pulled the calf out. David said it didn't take loads of doing, just a little bit of a. Yeah, it looked a fair effort to me, but anyway, the calf is born. There was a period where we were worried because it didn't seem to be she was a little bit ambivalent towards it. That's a little bit of a bossy donkey, aren't you? You're in charge. And thanks to putting a bit of salt on and a bit of time and a bit of food, she's now loving it. And speaking of loving it, these are our American miniature horses. So this one is an Appaloosa, and when she loses a coat, they're just like little miniature Arab horses. So you're seeing them at the moment in the long hair, but they are strikingly beautiful things. That one is in foal, and that one's called. Is that Alice? Oh, this is where I struggle. That's Kiki. Kiki's only a baby. She's only 2. And I think that one's Pearl at the back. They're that's an Appaloosa. I think that's Alice. And that's Kiki. And that one is someone help me out. There's a amount of colour for it. Sultan of Swing, says Heather. That's great. I love that. Sultan of Swing. We are the Sultans of Swing. Was that Chris Rea? The calf is wearing a belt. She's so friendly, says Harper. So what's this colour? Something like blonde or... I told it last night. Did anyone watch last night? Can anyone remember? They are beautiful, says Linda. I know that's Kiki. And I think that's Alice. And she's an Appaloosa, so she's a spotty. Sue says, so are they the new animals you picked up? They are. We've got 3. And they're a considered investment, I'll be honest. They're more money than my dad would ever want to spend on us. He'd want Shergar for that. Janet says they are lovely. Palomino says, no, they're not. I think that's Pearl at the back, but there's a name for the colour. Oh, wait, what is it? It's not Palomino. What name a type of colour on horse? Or a dapple? They're a dapple something. Oh, Dire Straits. Well done, Steph. Yeah. Sultans of Swing. They're a dapple something. Not a dapple grey. A dapple... got a lot of Dire Straits coming through. Pearl, Palomino. It's a dapple something. God, why won't my brain work like I want it to? Palomino, no. It's definitely a dapple. A silver dapple. So, right. So she's a silver dapple, which is a nice name, isn't it? That's a silver dapple, Pearl. And then I think Alice is a spotted Appaloosa. Alice and Kiki in first pen, Pearl at the back, says Anise. Thank you, Anise. And Linda thinks Nelly will love them. I'm sure she will. So, welcome to the farm, you guys. Alice and Pearl have had a bit of a spat, so they're in separate pens. What we will seek to do in the very near future is integrate them outside in a paddock. Let them establish the hierarchy in that paddock where they've got room to get out of one another's way if required. We'll also put Lily with them so that all 4 miniature American horses are together, and that is the nucleus of our little herd, isn't it? So we're very excited about the future. While we're here, let's check on those goats, shall we? We fed them last night with Jules. Do they need any more support? I hope they're okay. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness me, that's painful. Right. There we are. So that's Lily, so she's the odd one out. These are all Shetlands. And Lily is a miniature American horse. That's Aussie Horseborn. She's probably in season, you see, that's why she's hanging around him. So, let's have a look at our, yeah, I think she's in season. I might put them together actually. Yes, can you see? She's in season. So she stood there holding her tail out. And that means that she's very, very attracted to him. Is he attracted to her? There's nothing showing at the moment. But when we finish the broadcast, I might just see if there's a connection to be had. Right, so we've got a bit of a sad situation here actually, because we've got that poor girl there who lost a kid, and we've got 2 here who've got 3 apiece. So these in an ideal world, we've got 6 kids across 3 goats, but we haven't got an ideal world. We've got a bit of an unfortunate situation where that one's lost a kid, these 2 have had 3, and I think they're going to need a bit of support. I mean, they look all right, to be fair, but again, they're feeding, and they're going to be feeding all the time. Can you see? So I think we're going to have to continue to support them. But what we'll probably try and do now is pop, as they get, you know, that one's hungry now, isn't it? We could put them in there with that girl and see if they'll feed naturally off her. If they won't feed naturally, then we could try and get them on the bottle. Dawn says put them together now. Linda says, when is the stallion coming to the farm, Rob? I don't think it'd be too long. And Julie says, excuse my granddaughter Ellie for sending all the love hearts. Her first time watching. So a big hello to Ellie. So when I've done this broadcast, I'll come back there, because I'll need both hands to supervise that, and we'll try and get those 3 kids, or some of them, feeding off the mum next door, who has no kids. It would be wonderful if something could happen that saw them benefit from her milk. In some way or other, they will benefit from her milk, but it would be wonderful if it happened on a voluntary basis. That would be the best outcome imaginable. Hello, Casey. Are you hanging around your boyfriend? Eh? I'm sure your boyfriend's very happy. I bet he is. Hello, Pony M. So Pony M was the focus of the broadcast, wasn't it? When is Pony M going to fall? I would say she's 3 or 4 weeks away. Not really bagged up yet, but she's certainly bellied up. So that's my prediction there. I think she's going to be into April before she gives birth. Oh, gosh, it's cold. Alright, so let's put this back in, and then let's go down and see that new calf from ground zero. Excuse me. this is a new area that we're currently developing, and you're going to be able to pass right through from the cattle barn, right through that wall, and chop that wooden wall out. This is going to be like a little bit of a viewing platform, and then out of here, down here, and into the lower yard, we'll have a gate there that'll swing around and shut, and all those hurdles can come away that are around that corner. So that's going to make it a little bit tidier, a little bit more cohesive. I think we've got what have we got coming today? Someone's going to take a photo. I think we're going to be in the Daily Express, I believe, for a book review in the Daily Express. So for those who don't know, we've got a new book out, Cannon Hall Farm, Past, Present and Future, and we're really excited by it. We're really pleased that it's gone down so well. If you've happened to have read it, please leave us a review on Amazon. We would love that. And if you've read it and didn't like it, keep it to yourself. But hopefully you will. I do believe, and earnestly believe, that it's the best book that we've collectively written. There are chapters from Dad and Mum and Richard and David and myself, and I think particularly with Dad and Richard, you know, it talks. There's a lot of about their personal situations in dealing with events that none of us would want to deal with. So well done to them for talking about the sad times, the happy times. All, you know, it's all in there. Like Dad said, over a long life. He was 82 last week. You're going to have good times. You're going to have times that aren't as good. So, you know, and if you don't, then it just means that you haven't lived that long, which is even more sad. So that calf's got its foot in that flipping bowl. Why have you done that? Oh, it's out now, thank goodness. That's a good lamp. That's the right lamp. That's a good lamp. Right, and that's a good calf, isn't it? So we're down here at ground level. So the question is, will she let it feed? Because what often happens, they try and walk towards Mum, and all Mum does is back away. That's all she wants to do is lick it. All these things just take time, and all of a sudden, a switch flicks, where she stands still, the calf finds the teat, sucks away. I mean, that's the living happily ever after scenario. Occasionally that you do have to get in and teach him how to drink the teat, but with a calf as strong as that, providing she plays ball, and at the moment she's not letting it go underneath her. Can you see she just wants to lick it? Dottie's still on Dad's part of the book. Anne says, you were in the mirror yesterday, enjoying the book so far, thank you. Caroline says, growing old is a privilege, even though there's not much respect for older people in this country. Well, hopefully there is with a lot of people. And Harper says, what calf is that? See, she's just still not quite totally playing the game as you'd want, but she almost is. You know, his calf's backed her into a corner now. If she just start licking its bum, and those teats are quite engorged, aren't they? Like David said, they've really filled with milk. Just need it to get its mouth around one of them and get some milk, and we'd be away. So yeah, this is the next step, isn't it? You know, we've got it born, we've got it stood. That's it. Flick its bum like that. That's encouraging. And you know, it's just needed to. She's almost there. I would say that she's made good progress in the time that I've been studying. And hopefully it'll hunt her down. It's just going to keep going until she decides that, yeah, it's a good idea. It seems to know the right area to go to, doesn't it? Just go around to the front of it. She's found the water now, hasn't she? So she's having a drink. That's another good sign. Because they forget to drink, you know, during calving. Everything, I think. You know, it's just you. I think you just become overtaken with the process, don't you? Where now she's having a drink, and it gives that calf the chance to have another go at feeding. So it's all these things just take time. So he's not feeding yet, but it's all looking more promising. You know, I would honestly say I'm not negative towards the situation where we are now. I'm quite happy. It's almost on then, you know. And she's having a bit of a kick at it. It's all part of the game, you know. It's all part of the process, and they're just getting used to it. But thankfully, he's got the strength and persistence. You know, that's what they need. They need that. They need that ability to you know, they fall down, they get back up. She needs a drink after the salt, says Leslie. You know, the main thing is it's mobile. It can keep chasing her, even though she has a bit of a moment where she thinks, actually, no, I don't want you. See, it's almost on now. She'd stand for it for 5 minutes now. There, it's on. It's on. It's drinking. It's drinking. It's awake, and she's loving it. You see? There's just, don't you think that nature's incredible in the sense, how does that calf know to do that? And it's away, look, can you see? How does that know to get its lips around that teat? It's just innate, isn't it? It's not a taught thing. Some have got more instinct than others. Some take to it more readily than others. But that calf has found that teat from a moment since. She didn't want anything. She didn't want it to be near her back end. And within a few minutes, it's away. It's drinking. It'll soon have a belly full, and then it can have a sleep. So this is just, you know, this is poetry in motion, isn't it? This is just what you want to see. This is the perfect Sunday morning, and it's a perfect calf. It's big, it's strong, it's robust, it's a great shape. She's now licking it like an ice lolly in summer, and we've been through the full gambit of emotions here, haven't we? We've been through absolute nervousness. Is it going to be all right? Is it not? David and Will stepped in, got it delivered, and then we had that time where she didn't really know what to do. She was a little bit aggressive towards David. She was momentarily aggressive towards the calf, and now she's calmed down, and it's found the teat, and you know, it's hopefully going to fill its tummy with milk. So. And it just knows where to go, doesn't it? They don't all know where to go as readily as that. You know, that's really pleasing. Christine says it is amazing how they can find the milk. Mona and Jacqueline have sent lovely emojis. Janet says yay. Yvonne says picture perfect. Fiona says yes, just amazing. Julie says no second. Anne says beautiful calf. Victoria says second. I'm getting attacked here by a lamb. Let me show you. It's absolutely butting me.